Hello, good morning, good evening, good day, whatever time of day you think it is. Welcome to Shop on TV. My name is Rob Locke with an E.
And good morning. I am Elise Fabris. It's been a little minute since I've been with you, but it's a delight to be back.
Yay.
And happy Valentine's Day, Rob.
It's when is Valentine's?
It's just ticked over to
Is it Valentine's Day now?
Yes.
Where are my chocolates?
It is. They're back in the dressing room. I'll get them for you after
Yours
the show.
are still in the shop.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I'm seeing you tomorrow as well, so I'll expect them
That
then.
is true. Yes, I'll leave them on a
Good.
seat for you somewhere.
But it's delightful to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you for
it's
having
great
me
to have you back. I'm sorry it's been a while. You've been
been a
a
little
busy
while.
lady, haven't you?
But I'm here to talk about sleep again with you, Rob.
That always seems to happen.
It does seem to happen.
With
I don't
us.
know
For some...
what's-
Tell us about sleep then. What are we sleeping under tonight?
Well, tonight we're going to be talking about, and I know you're not supposed to have favourite children, and maybe on Shop on TV you're not supposed to have favourite products, but tonight is a Mulberry silk show, and we do love a bit of Mulberry silk. So we're going to be talking about our lovely duvets, and we're going to be talking about our pillows, and we're going to be talking about our fantastic 100% silk pillowcases,
Yes.
as well as a Gurmy mattress vac, which can help you maintain the cleanliness of your sleep setting. So we'll have a little look on the website on shopontv.co.uk. Have a look, have a browse at all of the sorts of things that you can get on the website, and you can also message us. We love to respond to anything that you've got going on. Say hello. We've got the Gurmy there in stock, which is a fantastic price. If you look for this price anywhere else, you will be astounded at the discount that we are giving you this morning.
Yes, indeed, $79.99. It's brilliant. And it is back in stock today as well, which means it sold out last. It's sold out every time it's been on the air. It's already a quarter of the stock gone. So basically, there are lots of things that this does. It's a vacuum for your mattress and your upholstery and other things too. But A, it's very powerful. B, it has these two little beating pads that beat the mattress or the surface 3,000 times a minute. So they dislodge and bring to the surface stuff that's stuck.
Yep, all the dust, all of the dead skin cells and skin flakes and dust mites.
Dust mites and their carcasses of their former friends.
I know, Rob. I mean, dust mites is one of your favourite.
Yeah, we're going to get into that, aren't we?
Yeah. We always do. We always do when we're together.
We do. We always talk. We always get around to mites eventually.
We do.
Now, also, it's got UV and a special type of ultraviolet sterilising lamp in there, so it also helps to kill germs and bacteria and viruses and all kinds of things.
Absolutely.
As well.
It sanitises, sterilises your sleep surface, and does it in a matter of seconds.
Or in a mattress of seconds.
In a mattress of
Mattress
seconds.
of
So we've got a price comparison. So you can find this on buy, £145.99, and I looked this up on Amazon earlier this evening actually, £139 on Amazon, and we're selling it for $79.99. And of course you can also pay in 3 with your PayPal pay in 3 option if that's just a bit too much at the moment. So your first payment will be £28.31.
Well worth it. It is a seriously good bit of kit, as they say. Now, very quickly, before we get into we're going to get into the Mulberry, so I just want to, if you've just tuned in, if I may, just rattle off why it's a bit like when you buy a computer. Some people just want to hear a list of what's, all the components, and then other people want a little bit more of an explanation. For Mulberry silk, and the duvets particularly we're going to focus on, but all of the information essentially is germane to the pillows and the pillowcases as well. Why would you get a Mulberry silk duvet? You pick it up and the first thing you think is, cool, that's a bit thin, it's not going to keep me warm. Well, silk has incredible properties. It has natural temperature regulating properties. So this duvet, you only need one all year round. Will keep you warm in the winter, and I've tried it in -7. And it kept me perfectly well. I'll tell you about that later. And it will keep you, believe it or not, cool in the summer. You never overheat. You can, unlike synthetic blankets and duvets and things, which trap heat, and eventually you get so hot you throw the duvet off. And then you get cold again and you pull the duvet on. On, off, on, off, on, off all night. That's disrupting your sleep. That's toxic sleep. This has got the Allergy UK Foundation seal of approval for effectiveness against dust mites. They don't like to live in silk. So from that point of view, it's great. It's AAA grade Mulberry silk. It is literally the finest silk that money can buy. No matter how much money you've got, if you had all the money in the world and you took a suitcase of it to any destination that sells silk, you can't buy finer than what is in these duvets. It naturally wicks away moisture as well, up to 30 times its own weight in moisture. 30% of its own weight in moisture. So in other words, if you do sweat at night, which we all do, then you don't wake up feeling clammy and moist. Particularly important when it comes to the pillows. So it's really, oh, by the way, and it has a 10-year guarantee. A 10-year guarantee on a duvet. You can machine wash it in a regular 7.5 kilo washing machine. Yes, believe it or not. Even the Super King. You can travel with it if you so desire. And it has a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee from the Mulberry Silk Company, the official Mulberry Silk Company themselves. So if you have any problem with this whatsoever and you want your money back, as Ray, the gentleman who owns the company, says, they will return that money to you with the same civility that they took it from you.
I think you'll find also no one ever really returns them, because once you've experienced sleeping on silk, sleeping under silk, they're in love. You know,
Ray always tells a story about he does a lot of trade shows.
Yes.
So often there's one particular one he does, which is a caravan show, and it's Friday to Sunday, I think. Mm-hmm. And people come up and say, you're that guy that sells the duvets, aren't you? And yes, yes, I am. So they buy a duvet, and if they're sceptical, he says, look, you're here at the show, take it tonight. You pay for it, obviously. We're here all weekend. If you don't like it, bring it back. I'll give you all your money back. Mm-hmm. And they always do come back to buy another.
To buy more. And that's the thing as well. When they first released the pillow, was it something like 80,000 were sold and 19 were returned?
0.006% or something. So it is available in all regular sizes, standard UK sizes. Yes, you can put these into a duvet cover if you want to, although that is optional for the duvet particularly, because it can just, it can go naked if you like. Brilliant prices, aren't they, Elise?
Prices indeed. Alas, we do not have any singles tonight, but we do have the double, and the usual price is £239, but our price tonight, £179. Your first PayPal would be £61.32 for the double. On our king?
Yep, that's the usual price, $259. We've got it for $199. By the way, these prices are the same as they were 20 years ago when we first started selling these. Did you know that?
It's incredible.
Yeah, and by the way, the 4.95 P&P is capped. So if you bought loads of duvets, loads of pillows, all at $4.95. You only pay $4.95.
Indeed.
And then, of course, the Super King.
And the Super King, which is my size, not to show off or anything. We've got a Super King at home, and I am saving up for one of these, Rob. I know I've done the Mulberry Silk show a few times, and you did tell me you would slap me on the wrist if I did not get one. I'm saving up. I've got a little Mulberry Silk duvet, little kitty, to get myself one. So when I can, I'll be paying £219 instead of £279, because I will be getting it from Shop on TV.
Good. And do you know what I say on the air quite frequently, because I can't say to the viewers, and I wouldn't, because it's just impersonal, that you'd be mad not to buy this. But I say, if you were my best friend, and you are genuinely a very long-term friend, and your husband is genuinely my best friend from school, we've known each other since we were 14, I think. Yeah. So I would say to you, you're a blooming, well, I'd probably use colourful words if you don't get one, because they are.
Indeed. But I'm getting there, Rob.
Yes.
You haven't had me on for a while. I've been destitute. I haven't been working. So the more you see me on your screens, the sooner I will be getting my Mulberry Silk duvet.
Yes. This is not a telethon, by the way. I just want to make that
Sponsor
clear.
me, please. Yeah. I need to get some Mulberry Silk because I love it. It's absolutely fantastic. Sleeping under silk. You think it's a luxury item, but this is an amazing price for a duvet. And if you buy two duvets, because you normally will get your sort of summer tog rating and your winter tog rating, and you swap them in and out over the year.
Well, you should ask me what the tog rating of this is.
What's the tog rating of the Mulberry Silk?
Do you know, Elise, that's an excellent question. I'm glad that you thought of it.
Oh, I know.
There isn't one. Because it's a natural fibre, it's only artificial, synthetic fibres have a tog rating.
Yes.
This doesn't need it, because the thing is, it gives whoever you are, it gives you a bespoke night's sleep. So if you lie next to someone who's naturally runs hot and you naturally run cold, the duvet, the silk, the properties, because it could, this cocoon's a live creature that and protects them from the elements. And keeps them at the right temperature, whether it's hot or whether it's cold. So it will do essentially the same for you. It builds up whatever that ideal temperature is for you and dissipates the rest of the heat. So you never, ever overheat, and you're never, ever too cold. Now, look, if you think about it, you go skiing, and you ski quite a lot, don't you?
We do.
You and hubby. Those big ski jackets that you're wearing, what do you think's inside them? Silk, usually.
Well, there you go. Maybe not the budget one that I've got, but maybe my next one.
Well, there you go. But there are different qualities of silk, and we'll come on to that. So every duvet you buy, and this is really important, it has a little vanity pouch. So you zip it open. This serves no purpose to God nor man, except that you can see what is inside your duvet, because every single duvet has up to 9 miles of full-length, uncut mulberry silk. So when the cocoon comes, basically it's put into warm water and it unravels. It's usually about 1 mile long. So you've got about 9 miles, so you've got about 9 strands, and they are all individually laid out, stitched onto the top of the duvet, pulled across the fabric, and then the box cassette holds them in place.
And these are all handmade? Handmade,
yeah. It's 2 or 3 days to make one duvet.
Yes, absolutely. And so you know that it's going to be really good quality, and that's why there's this guarantee that they know that people won't send them back because they will love them, and absolutely so easy to manage. They dry really quickly, don't they? So they can go in any standard washing machine. The Super King, the largest size, is only 2.3 kilograms. So you can pop it in any standard machine, no dry cleaning, no waiting forever for your duvet to dry. And it's just so easy to manage, and it washes really well. You've talked about how within an hour or two.
Well, yeah, I mean, so my Super King, when I put it in the washing machine, about 30 degrees with regular, whether you use a liquid, a gel, powder, whatever you want, and you can use fabric softener as well. So because I live in a flat, I don't have access to the outside, not easily anyway, not without peril. So I use a clothes horse. And I actually double it up and lay it out so it doesn't drape on the floor. And it takes about half an hour a side. And as it dries, then I tend to open it up a bit. And it's about an hour to dry, roughly, something like that. And by the way, when we get to the pillows, they're machine washable too.
Yes.
The thing is, it's got a 10-year guarantee. And you know why they give that guarantee? Because the outer cover is Egyptian cotton. 230 thread count.
Yeah, very luxurious.
Very luxurious. But it's not just any Egyptian cotton, because there are 2 types of cotton as well. Did you know that?
I did know this.
Yeah. Do you want to tell everyone?
Well, you've got this is your long fibre cotton.
Yeah.
So it's in the same way that you've got your long fibre silk.
Right.
It's stronger. It's not going to break as easily.
And it's softer, because the short fibre is the cheap stuff, or cheaper stuff, which is machine harvested. So it breaks the fibres and they become brittle.
They've already been brittleified.
But these brittleified.
Let's talk about invented words. Brittleified.
Brittleified. Yeah. Is that when you become British, or is that when you buy a Brita filter?
I haven't become British yet, Rob, so I couldn't tell you.
Good Lord.
Making up English words.
You're saying you're not from this country?
I'm not from this country, if you couldn't tell at all.
No. But yeah, so long fibre is it's hand-picked cotton. So everything here is natural. And that's one of the reasons also that the Allergy UK have given it their seal of approval. It's got a certificate. And by the way, that certificate has to be renewed every single year. And the Allergy UK, the bods from there can turn up any time and do an inspection. Mulberry Silk, the official Mulberry Silk company, have had their certificate every year without fail, without quarrel, without incident or problem for about 30 years. I mean, a very, very long time.
Yeah, absolutely. And the job of the Allergy UK board is to scrutinise and to make sure that everything is up to standard. So to have retained that certificate for that long.
Yeah. And as far as we know, these are the only silk products in the country that, or indeed, nay, the nation, nay, the world, that we know of anyway, that have that certificate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And this just means that, I mean, sleep is such an important sort of time. We've talked about how you spend a third of your life in bed, and if you are prone to allergies and allergens, and we've talked about how dust mites are attracted to the bed, and I mean, so many people I know that have a dust mite allergy that have a problem need to look into mulberry silk because it's a natural protein.
You know, with this,
dust mites do not want to live in it.
It's like living in the Sahara for them, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But do you know, if you've got a duvet and you've owned it for, it's either 3 or, do you know, I will write these stats down one day. Approximately, don't quote me on this, you can look it up yourself. When you've had a synthetic duvet for, it's either 3 to 5 years, as much as half of the weight of it is dust mites.
And all their droppings and their carcasses and all the like sort of debris from the eggs and all of that.
Pretty sure like in 5 years your duvet doubles in weight. And look, that's
quite staggering. And if you're prone to an allergy, then you're really not going to have a good night's sleep, are you? Because you're going to be sneezing and coughing and whatever other symptoms you've got if you've got those allergies. And I've got sort of sensitivity myself, so my sleep is quite sacred. So I want to be having my sleep environment as sort of allergen free
as possible. And you wouldn't know this to look at Elise, but you actually have 2 children as well, don't you?
Yes, I do have 2 little ones.
Who were they? 7, 8, 7 and...
They are 9 and crikey. The youngest will be 6 on Monday.
6 and 9, blimey. So, you know, they're... I know when I've been round that, you know, trying to make sure they go to sleep. And this is the other thing, you know, we shout at our kids. Well, we don't shout at our kids, but we occasionally get frustrated with our kids because they just won't go to sleep. It's like, I'm hot, I'm too hot. Go to sleep. But yet they're sleeping on, I don't know, a blanket or a regular duvet, which is having the same effect on them as it is on you. They're just probably a bit more vocal about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I want to guarantee you that in my experience and my opinion, this is absolutely the best duvet money can buy. And I've literally tried, well, I haven't literally tried them all, but I've tried a lot.
You've tried many.
And remember, you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if everything that we say sounds too good to be true, A, it is true, but B, prove us wrong. Because the only thing you have to gain or to lose out of this is a good night's sleep. If you don't buy one, I believe that you will absolutely sleep worse or continue sleeping the way that you are now, which is worse than if you were to sleep under a Mulberry silk duvet. I believe that, to put it positively, you will sleep so much better under a Mulberry silk duvet.
And you don't have to take our word for it.
No,
You can take the reviews of Evie, for instance, who is a Shop on TV viewer, and she absolutely loves Mulberry silk. She has 2 quilts and 6 pillows, and can I just say they wash like a dream. Washed and tumble dried in 3 hours. The pillows take a wee bit longer to dry. Best purchases I've ever made. I mean, that's a huge statement, Evie. I've had mine for 3 years and they still look like new. I would recommend everyone to try them. And that's the thing, you can try them.
Yeah, you're not really buying them now. You're paying for them, but you'll get your money back if you're not happy. Then Heather and Gareth, they said, we bought a Mulberry silk duvet 2 years ago. We adore it. Love the pillow too. I thought I'd struggle as I used to like it. They buy them here, but go on Amazon. Honestly, they buy them here, but go on Amazon. Honestly,
because the cotton won't. It won't it won't be a barrier to the natural properties and all of these wonderful benefits of the silk. And that's why it's covered in cotton, because it is a natural
Oh, that's why I was going to say the 10-year guarantee. You just reminded me. You know, I said, why do they got a 10-year guarantee? Not because of the silk. Actually, the cotton will probably wear out before the silk does. But do you know, anecdotally, how long people have their and keep their in good condition their Mulberry silk?
Oh, they're over 20 years.
Yeah. There's one person that Ray knows, I think 27 years they've had theirs. So actually,
and this is when I was telling you about, like, you sort of change your duvet because you've got your winter and your summer tog rating and all that. This one, because of its natural reflecting, sort of temperature regulating properties, you don't need 2 duvets. You just need one, and you can have it for life. And I mean, my little piggy bank saving up for it's gonna pay dividends.
Well,
I only have to save to get one in my life, and I'm really excited about it.
How many duvets do people go through in a lifetime?
Oh my goodness, indeed.
You throw them away because they're full of dust mites and stuff.
In the boot of our car, that's just an old one that we'd had for years, and we're like, well, should we have it for? Oh, we don't have a pet dog. Do any of our friends want one? Because you can't give them away. It'll go to landfill, and it's in this era of trying to look after our planet. If you can buy one duvet for the rest of your life, or for a big chunk
but also look after your bank account, because actually, if you total
if you spread it across your lifetime,
well,
it's pennies.
I mean, okay, so let's say they estimate that these can last for about 30 years before the cotton might start to get a bit threadbare. It depends. If you use a cover over it, they'll last even longer potentially. So if you think about it, whatever age you are now, how old will you be in 30 years' time? Will you even be around in 30 years' time? This duvet could literally outlive you. And if you buy this now for your kids and they're, in their sort of teenage years, they'll be sleeping on this when they're or under it when they're middle-aged potentially. It works out. What was that, Martha? £1.6. So if it only last 10 years, £1.66 per month. I know it sounds ridiculous for a duvet. I'm telling you. Whether you believe me or not, you don't have to believe me just because I'm telling you the truth. It's my favourite product. I don't leave home without it. I travel with it.
And because it's so brilliant. Thin and lightweight,
yeah,
you can take it with you.
Yeah, you know, a carry-on rolly case. If you fold up even the king size, it will fit perfectly in one side. And then if I was travelling with more than one case, I'd even put the pillow in the other side. Yeah, prices are so good as well, aren't they?
They're incredible. And you're saving £60. If you were to go to the website directly, you'd be paying £60 more. But we've got this fantastic arrangement with the Mulberry Silk Company, and we can give you the double for £179 instead of the usual price of £239. The king, the usual price is £259, and you can get it tonight for £199. And Super King, the usual price, £279, and our price is £219. Now, these sell really quickly.
They're flying
Rob? They fly as it is. Yeah. And the double it's running low now. So I think if you've got these in your baskets, please do check them through, because they're not guaranteed until you've checked out.
Now, I know we started late tonight, or early, whichever way you look at it. We normally were on at midnight. So just to give you an idea, we've only got about 60 or 70 of each size. On a normal night, we would sell maybe 500 of each size. If we started at midnight, just after midnight. So they may sell out tonight. You can shop, of course, at shopontv.co.uk. Select the size that you want, add it to your basket, make sure you put a pillow in there as well, and then
we'll tell you more about the pillow now.
Yeah, we're going to do that now. We've got to check out. I just want to quickly say before we move on from the duvet. So Ray, his son, Martin, they're the suppliers from they own and run the official Mulberry Silk Company, which is they're the exclusive distributors in the UK. You can only buy these through their website at a higher price or through us. So he was in a very famous department store in Glasgow, and he saw a silk duvet, and it was £500 because it was Mulberry Silk, but he looked at the fine print on the back, and only 30% of it was Mulberry Silk. So much like the wish in a bottle that you get with a lot of skincare, just because it says Mulberry Silk on the front.
Oh, it can say that if it contains a very small percentage.
Small percentage, and often they're offcuts.
Yes.
So again, you're not getting the benefits of the full fibre.
100%. Everything within this cotton cover is your long fibre silk, and it caresses you, it cocoons you like it once cocooned the silkworm.
It does.
And it drapes over you in this magnificently caressing and cuddling way, and it swaddles almost.
That's a good word.
Like that comforting swaddle of the babe in your arms. And
except now you're the babe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Back to those childhood days.
Oh, lovely.
Back into the womb. But if you...
that's gone a bit far.
I mean, it might be. But sometimes when we're feeling the need, we get into the fetal position, don't we, Rob? And it's very comforting.
Look, you're supposed to... There are, I believe it's 4 or 5 stages of sleep. And you have to go through each one to be fully rested. And the last one is where you get the regeneration and the recuperation and the healing and all that sort of stuff. And if you get disturbed before you get into that, and it's about an hour-and-a-half cycle, then when you wake up, you don't get the benefits of the sleep, and then you fall asleep again, and then you get woken up again. So have you ever woken up feeling tired, even if you slept for hours? That's why it's happening. You
haven't had enough of your REM cycles, have you?
Whichever one it is. I think actually REM cycle is the lightest. When you're dreaming, you're actually almost awake. You're just that last stage before you wake up. But anyway, whatever it is, I'll look it up one day.
But this will help you, because you won't be tossing and turning. You won't be feeling too hot. You won't be feeling too cold. Yeah. You've got that sort of comedy of errors where your partner rolls over and pulls it off you, and you've got to yank it back again.
You're right. Well, actually, particularly if you've got a double bed, get the king size, and then you get that hotel
extra
drape.
Grape.
Extra
grape.
You could get an extra grape as well.
Well, I'll have an extra grape with my extra
drape. You'll be being fed grapes when you're lying in luxury in your Mulberry Silk bed.
Yeah, I know. You could be fed like the Romans.
The pillow is... OK. Elise, mark my words. Elise, if you don't get a Mulberry Silk pillow, you are a flanging, silly Billy.
Ooh!
I mean it.
You're flirting.
I'm flirting.
It's Valentine's
Day, yeah.
Oh, the words.
No. First of all, this has, to me, the perfect loft, so it's 100% silk with 100% cotton. The only part that is synthetic is right in the centre. It has a core, and that's purely so that it maintains its shape. So this will never lose its. I've had my pillows for about 5 years. And my duvets. They are as good today as the day I bought them. You can put it in the washing machine. I wash mine once a month. And do you know what? Little tip. Shall I tell you a pro tip? So you can, you know that, I'm just going to say what it is, that OxyClean stuff, or other types of, other manufacturers are probably available. The oxygen cleaners. So you can't use the powdered ones, they're too harsh for the silk, but they do make a liquid gel version that is approved for silk. So if it's been a while, particularly the summer where you sweat into the pillow and it goes a bit yellow, then you can bring it back to white, and that's what I would recommend you do.
And those nighttime dribbles that can happen?
Nighttime dribbles, yeah. Kids.
Oh.
You know, all kinds of bodily fluids that you'd be washing off all of the different bedding, I'm sure, you know.
Indeed. I think you selectively chose to ignore our lovely friends, our producer and director, who was suggesting that because it's Valentine's Day, maybe as a little present to me, instead of those chocolates that you're going to buy tomorrow, could get me a little Mulberry silk.
Oh, I didn't hear that. That's funny.
I heard it. I heard
it. Them mention that. I absolutely will then.
Oh, you heard it there.
Yeah, I absolutely will. We should explain why Mulberry Silk's Mulberry Silk, shouldn't we?
Well, indeed.
Would you like to do that, or should we share the burden?
I certainly can. So the mulberry,
the joy.
The silkworm is fed exclusively on mulberry leaves.
Yeah.
Specifically the white mulberry leaf. Yes. So you can have silk that is from the black and the red mulberry leaves, but they're very good silk. Yeah. But they're not the king of silks. They're not AAA grade mulberry silk, which is a silkworm fed exclusively on the leaf of the white mulberry. And this produces that pure white colour, those long strands that are used within all of the mulberry silk products.
Here's the thing, and this is because the Mulberry Silk Company is they're such a good company and such an honest company. Silkworms are only around at certain times of year.
Indeed.
And also white mulberry leaves only grow at certain times of year, exclusively in China. They don't, you know, that's the only place they grow. So that means that when either the mulberry leaves are not available or the worms are not available, and let's just say, you know, bottom line, that the silk is not available, they don't just start using offcuts from round the back.
No, they won't.
Stop production. That means that these duvets and pillows are seasonal. We can, in fact, we didn't have them on the air for about 2 or 3 months because that's exactly what happened. It took us a long time to get the stock back. So if you don't buy these now, when they sell out this time, it might be another month or two.
Who knows?
You've got a 30-day, look, you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. We are telling you that you are more than likely going to sleep better than you ever have under any duvet and with your head on any pillow that you've ever owned or ever will own or could own.
And we haven't even talked about the price of the pillow yet, because this you get £20 off. So it's normally £60 if you were to go and find it online. But we are selling it for £40 tonight. And I mean, given it is a pillow that you can wash, that fits into your standard washing machine, that dries like a dream, a wee bit longer.
Yeah, it takes about half a day, I think.
But still, if you don't have to take it down to the laundrette or a dry cleaner or anything like that, you can do it in your own home, and you can have this pillow for life.
And again, as with the duvet, with the cassette stitching, the same with the pillow, you know, you can't really wash synthetic pillows.
No, they go all
lumpy, all clumpy and bumpy and other umpy words.
Umpies. I'll get the umps with them as
well. You get the ump with them, you do.
You get the ump with them.
And do they reckon, how many pillows is it that the average person owns will be buying about, is it 30 pillows or something like that?
It's something so silly when you don't have to. When the option of buying this pillow, and it's medium firm, isn't it? So if you like a really, really firm under you, maybe you'd want to get a couple of them. Yeah. You might want to get 2 for your bed anyway, so that you can have a little match.
Yeah, you'll never be able to use 2 pillows, one on top of the other. They're too lofty. But what I will say is I do sometimes fold the corner of what
a little
underneath.
Cheeky corner tuck.
A little cheeky corner tuck, that's right. But I'll tell you what, though, and I've got quite a big sort of gap between my big head and the bed, and they fill this is all about filling that void so that your spine and your spine is aligned, and all of your your breathing tubes, your passages, they're all aligned as well, because that's again because I'm actually getting healthy again now, but a month ago, before I started my journey for the umpteenth time, I had really bad sleep apnea. I had to sleep inclined. And this came in, brilliantly for that. So if you are convalescing and you're on an incline, if you have to sleep inclined, these are great for around behind your back for lumbar support. If you're pregnant, I imagine that would be great too. If you have injuries, you could lay your leg on it and things like that. But they are really the perfect loft. I've not heard anyone complain about them being too small or too big. You can't, if you put yours on top of there, there's no way. I mean, that would just be, unless you're Andre the Giant. I don't know,
if you want to be propped up on a couple.
Yeah, listen, hey, you do you, babe. I mean, honestly, it's, I'm not going to judge. Sorry. If you get to, it's only 80 quid. But here's the thing. You're supposed to change your regular pillow, synthetic pillow, every 3 months. This, you could be sleeping on this. Again, I've had mine for 5 years now. When was 2020? When was the pandemic?
2020, so yes, 5 years.
Oh, so 5 years. Yeah. And my pillow still looks as good as this. It's been sweated into, you know, and because we all sweat about a pint of up to a pint of liquid, some people more at night. And it all goes in your pillow, so you can wash them. But also, because of the silk, you don't get a hot head.
No.
Or a moist head. Neither of which are attractive.
Yeah, rarely.
No, really. I mean, these are that good. If you don't get if you can't afford the duvet, for crying out loud, do yourselves a favour. I mean, really, friends, I do say this because I actually care, because I know you can send these back and get all your money back. Not to us, by the way. The tag's got the Mulberry Silk Company's details. RK Sales, their website and contact information is on the back. They will give you your money back. Actually, I shouldn't really say this, but they're so good. If at any point you're not happy, you call them, they will take care of you.
They're decent people.
They're very decent people. So if all the hype is to be believed, well, it doesn't need to be believed. Belief requires lack of certainty. So all I'm saying is, give us your 40 quid. It's kind of like going into escrow. It's not, but you're going to sleep on this for a few nights and you're going to go, oh my God, why didn't I get one of these sooner? That's what most people say.
Absolutely.
And then you're happy. And then come get your duvet. But a lot of people come back and they bought one duvet and they'll come back and buy another one. I think they need to check out though, don't you?
I think definitely, because as we've said, it's so seasonal. You don't know when we're next going to have the Mulberry Silk on the show. So get onto the website, get clicking through, and you might, before you get your duvet, before you get your pillow, you may want to go for the triple threat, and you may want to get a beautiful pillowcase, 100% silk. It's got cotton lining, and that just stops it from slipping and sliding all over your pillow.
It's only on one side, isn't it? Yeah, it's a very fine. It's actually
inside of one side.
It's kind of like it's sort of joined cleverly to the inside of the silk.
Yes,
but it's full silk on the outside.
Silk on both sides of the pillowcase, and yes, why not? Why not cover your beautiful silk pillowcase with silk and have all of the benefits of actually, because the pillowcase is encased in the cotton, you can then have the added benefit of the silk against your skin. And
now we sold out the Arctic, unfortunately.
Yes, we don't have all 4 colours.
Not the Arctic, that's a lorry. The blue one's gone. These are always phenomenally popular. They make a great gift as well.
And we've got Mothering Sundays coming up soon, so this would make a perfect gift for a lady in your life.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you what, as it's Valentine's Day, maybe you're going on a date with a fairly recent dalliance. And maybe it hasn't got to that point yet where you've consummated the relationship. So get your silk before you have the chance to. That's what I'd say, because maybe that'll help with the longevity of what comes thereafter.
It might indeed.
It might. I'm not guaranteeing it. I'm not saying love is part of. Yeah, all things are possible.
And silk can help some things.
They might say, well, I couldn't stand him, but his bedding was great.
I'll give it another go. And you know, sometimes persistence and silk is the key.
Exactly.
that famous phrase.
I once was gifted silk boxer shorts for Valentine's Day, and I loved those things.
I bet you do.
Back in my 20s.
Silk against your skin.
£35. Now, again, these are pure 100% mulberry silk. As Elise correctly said, there is inside a very light lining of cotton, and it is purely, as you say, it's to stop the pillowcase from slipping off your pillow because it's smooth as silk.
Smooth as
also, if you Google saracen, which is one of the common properties in silk,
it's one of the amino acids in.
It's one of the amino acids. It has been whether it's proven or not, I don't know. Just Google it, and I believe it's known to have certain properties that are very good for the skin and the hair.
Indeed. If you're sleeping on cotton, you can get really sort of dried out skin. It's like the cotton will absorb all of those nighttime liquids we've been talking about, and the static can make your hair be quite frizzy when you're sleeping. But the sericin in the silk can stop that process from happening, because it helps keep the skin, or it can help the skin keep its sort of elasticity, its moisture, and it can, and because of that, people love it because it helps with the wrinkling and the aging. It can help. It can.
Yeah. So look, we're not making any.
We can't make the promises.
We're not doctors or anything like that.
It varies from face to face.
Of course, yeah.
But this is, if you do Google why so many celebrities swear by their silk pillowcases, then you will.
Maybe think that you want to do it for yourself. Yes. But also, I know in the Afro-Caribbean community, silk wraps are often used in hair. I mean, in all communities that they're used in hair, because there are noted benefits as well for that too. So please, you've got to check out. If you don't check out, you don't get. Just because you put it in your basket does not mean that it's reserved. You have to actually pay for it. Sorry about that. But I promise you, honestly, my hand on my heart, on the lives of all who are near and dear to me, the Mulberry silk pillows, the Mulberry silk duvets they're a must-have. I'll tell you a little story. Are we going back to the duvet? Is that what you said, Martha? Okay, we're staying with the pillowcase. All right, I'll save the story for when we go back to the duvet then.
Well, I'll tell you while we're still on the pillowcases, is they are a standard size pillowcase, so they will fit on any pillow, but I mean, they'll fit on the Mulberry silk pillow because that's what you're going to be getting tonight. And I mean, Martha was asking, our producer was asking what my favourite colour is, and I think I'd definitely go for the sage.
Ah, yeah.
I do like this colour. It's very calming, and I'm loving a bit of green. I mean, obviously it goes with my little floral dress tonight as well, to have a little bit of green, like a bit of foliage happening.
Very bougie, very bougie.
I think very bougie. That review was saying bougie. It is a very bougie feeling, and why not? We need to treat ourselves, and so. Rob, I'll buy the pillowcase for the pillow that you're going to buy me tonight. So
fine, okay,
that'll be lovely.
Anyway, let's. We're going to summarise on the pillowcase. It's a pillowcase. It's made from 100% silk. There you go, and you're saving a tenner as well. And again, PayPal Pay in 3, so you can spend anywhere from £30 to £2,000 per authorisation with PayPal Pay in 3. So all you have to do is literally load your basket with whatever you want, and you'll only pay, all the items are £4.95 postage and packing, so you only pay that once per order. If you check out and start a new order, it'll be another P&P, but you can literally up to £2,000. And if you want to spread the cost, select PayPal at checkout, and then that will take you to PayPal's website. You log in or create an account. It'll ask you a few simple questions and require some information, and then once approved, you will be sent back to our website. The order will be confirmed and placed for you. These will be out to you later. What day are we today? Thursday. They'll go out later today. You possibly will get them by Monday. Probably, maybe a little bit longer than that.
Next week.
Yeah, midweek next week. I challenge you. We always do the Mulberry Silk Challenge, which is prove us wrong. Sleep under one of the duvets. I've got the duvets. My son's got the duvets. I've got the pillows. They actually make a cover, a mattress cover, that is basically a duvet, but with the gusseted, elasticated gussets. I sleep on top of one of those. I've got everything Mulberry Silk. It's just so good. I tell everyone this, and I hope you believe me, or at least be sceptical and don't believe me, but try it. You know, at least do yourself the favour, do yourself the justice of actually saying, oh, you know what, I'll take a punt on it. If he's wrong, I can get my money back easily, no problems whatsoever, no questions asked and all of that. And then, but if he's right, what's that what if? What if I'm basically, what I'm offering you for a Mulberry Silk duvet for $199 for a king, is I'm offering you decades potentially of better sleep. And if you work shifts, or if you just don't sleep so what, you know, we wake up and we go, oh, I didn't sleep, or I slept funny. Well, listen, sleep is based on the following criteria. What the biggest impacts? What you sleep on. Yep, so your mattress. Now, we also have a Mulberry Silk mattress. Check out the Cocoon mattress. I'm about to change mine, and I'm going to get the Super King size Cocoon mattress. So you're sleeping on a bed of silk. what you sleep under. So your duvet, if it makes you too hot or it's not, or it's, you know, you're not warm enough, you're going to keep waking up. This will keep you at the perfect temperature. I'll explain, but we're back on this. I'll tell you my story in a minute. What you put your head on, are you correctly supported by your pillow? Does your pillow get hot? Because that will wake you up. No, this doesn't. Are you going to wake up and your pillow's making you all sweaty? This won't. And then also the temperature in the room, you can control that. Is it dark? You know, you can control that. Always remember though, smell is one of the strongest senses. So something like a little lavender or something like that. Little something or something. Yeah. Okay. Should I quickly tell my story, or should we do that later, Martha? We're going to do that later. Stay tuned for the best story that's ever been told.
So we were talking about our sleep environment and and making sure that you optimise your sleep setting. And we have the Gurmy mattress vac. And you kind of think, do I need a vacuum cleaner for my mattress?
Yes.
Do I, Rob?
You do.
I think I do.
Yeah, you do.
And this is the thing. I mean, you can easily vacuum your bed with your standard vacuum cleaner. I don't think I'd want to sort of pull the whole sort of big lumpy thing onto your bed. But what a normal vacuum cleaner doesn't have, that the Gurmy has, is your UV lamp. It has a UV lamp. It has, as we talked about, those vibrating pads that will vibrate at 3,000 vibrations a minute.
Yeah.
They lift all of that sort of mattress and upholstery debris.
There's a good
debris. So all of the sort of skin flakes and dust mites and dust and all sorts of, I mean, yes, all sorts of nitty-gritty things that you don't want to even think are in your bedding and upholstery, but are. This will be the solution for you. It vibrates, it pulses, it lifts anything that's all of these sorts of things underneath the surface, and it vacuums them up.
Stuff like that.
These are the sorts of things.
That's Bev's spare bed. And the thing is, look, when you get this and you use it the first time, you're going to have one of those moments, aren't you?
You'll be flabbergasted at what lies beneath.
Yeah, quite. The other thing also is that the UV, it's a specific type of UV. I forget which one it is. It's
UVC?
Is it UVC? I don't know.
But what it does is it sanitizes the surface.
It actually can disrupt the DNA of the microbes and the germs and
to the sort of eggs of
the
your dust
and the
mites
larvae
and everything.
And stuff like that.
Absolutely.
You know what? Yeah, we are stabbing away trying to come up with the best explanation we can for it. We've got an expert, Bev Hare, the Queen of Clean, and she on another day, another time, and another place in our Warrington studio, actually, way back when, with Matthew McNamara, I love that name. They presented this very product for your delight and information, and here were the results.
Gurmy has actually been going over 100 years. They're one of the largest manufacturer of small electrical appliances in Italy. So it's been going a long time. And they brought out this little machine. And as I say, I didn't really know I needed one, but boy, do you need one. Now, first of all, I know in the paper there's been a lot about bed bugs. They're on the rise, you know, the hotels are worried about them. And the thing is, we bring them home, we go on holiday, we actually bring them home in the suitcase. And then they join us and we want to get rid of them. So, I know vacuuming, conventional vacuum, will do that up to a point, but it won't do anything to the eggs. So this has been designed because this uses UVA. Now UVA set at the right frequency, and what it actually does, it alters the DNA structure of the egg before it hatches out. Okay, but obviously, you know, look at for your own research, but that's exactly what it does. It uses UVC because there's UVA, UVB and UVC.
Right.
Now UVC we can't see with our eyes.
But C is the one that the Gurmey is.
C is the one that they use within the machine.
Okay.
And that is what alters the DNA structure of the animal. Because if you think what we're doing is we're using more chemicals and the animals are becoming more resistant to them, and then we're increasing the strength of the chemical, which then does damage to fabrics and also doesn't do us any good. So this is why Gurmey have developed this. It's a more humane way of getting rid of bed bugs and dust mites as well. Does exactly the same thing, and there's not a chemical inside. So all you need to do, switch it on. Your mattress, any soft furnishing you have, that could be pillows, the carpets, that can also be your rugs, pet beds especially, curtains or any soft fabric that you have. But also, which I didn't realise, is that the bed bugs can also live in furniture.
Right.
So if you buy second-hand furniture, which we've all done in our time, you can actually bring the eggs in on the furniture.
See.
So therefore you can give this a quick rub over with that. Yeah. Now it turns at 3,000 revolutions per minute. That is the vibration of the machine that's lifting any of the bed bugs and the dust that gets trapped into the mattress and the fabric. It vibrates it, brings it up to the surface. You then run over that surface with the UVC light, which is altering that structure and killing those bed mites and the bed bugs.
So it's the combination then, the powerful combination of your 3,000 vibrations per minute,
yes,
your UVC light,
yes,
and the power, the sheer power, because I can feel it. It's not noisy, it's not intrusive, but I can just feel, whenever you turn it on, I can feel
you can feel the power that's in
power,
It's equivalent to 10 kPs of power from your vacuum cleaner. Yeah. And yes, we can lift a vacuum cleaner on and probably run it over the mattress, which is fine, and you might get a small percentage of them and also the allergens. But what you're not doing is killing the eggs and the mites and the bed bugs themselves. And this is what this has been designed to do.
Okay, and the very fine filter as well, designed to gather that safely inside.
This is a brand new mattress, as you can see. So I've just gone over that and just this cushion just here. Now,
these are just props in our studio, but they all look pretty clean to me.
Yes.
This cushion looks rather new. The mattress, like you say, Bev,
nobody's slept in it, have they?
No, so I'm not expecting you to actually
no, not an awful lot. But this is the filter that you've got. So
you can
that's the bit we can see, and those little tiny black grain-like. In fact, they look very suspect to me. Okay.
Really? Crumb.
Okay. Right.
Oh wow. Oh goodness me! So when I was reading up a little bit,
yes,
you wanted this demonstration to be like fresh for me.
Yes,
you wanted me to be wowed. So it's the first time I'm seeing this. How do I feel about this? I feel a bit itchy and uncomfortable, to be honest. I can't help but, but it also suggested that you do all this outside. So we're only doing inside for the demonstration of the telly to show you. But that you take this over your bin outside, wouldn't you?
Well, you can do, or you just wash it, because it's a washable filter. It's a HEPA filter, so it's going to filter out 99.9% of the allergens that's in the atmosphere, the dust mites, obviously your bed bugs. But as you can see, this is also dead skin cells, the grey bit, because we shed 1.5 million dead skin cells every day. Now I should be like Twiggy now, but obviously it's not working. Yeah. But where do they go?
Yeah, where do you...
Into the atmosphere,
into
the bed.
Touch, I suppose, as I'm touching this chair, I'm standing up and sitting down, I'm putting my hands on it.
And that's exactly what we are living with. Yeah. So if you think about soft furnishing, so that's your curtains, that's also your three-piece suite, pet beds for a start, absolutely fantastic for those, because not only does it alter the DNA structure of the bed bugs and the dust mites, it also alters the DNA structure of the pet fleas.
Right.
Please don't use it on the pets, because...
Not directly on the pet, obviously. Have a little look here at some of the uses in action in the real world as well. So, you know, a heavy weighted blanket, a quilt, a throw, anything soft furnishing wise. I mean, you know, it might be something that does fit into the washing machine, but particularly things that don't fit in a washing machine or aren't really accessible by the vacuum. But also, to add to it, this is high power. Remember, 3,000 vibrations with that revolution per minute, combined with the power of the UVC light, is giving you that extra, like I say, power or functionality above and beyond passing with a usual vacuum cleaner or using in a usual wash. It might be something that me and my wife consider bringing with us now when we go on our yearly holiday to Caravan. Now, okay, they're always clean when we get there, or I thought this studio was clean before I sat down. I shall be having words. But what about in the car as well, Bev?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Okay. You can use it in the car. You can, like we've said, take it to the Caravan, clean inside there. We've just come back from France a few weeks ago, and to be honest, I will be very sort of put my hand up. I did actually take mine with me.
Did you? Good.
Because they'd had so much in the paper that France was having such a bad time with them. And I thought, well, you know, I'm going to take it because it doesn't take any putting in the car. And the thing is, it's peace of mind, you know. And when I strip the bed, every time I do that, I just run over the mattress with this. So it's peace of mind knowing that I'm doing the best I can without having to spend money on chemicals, you know, having to literally breathe the chemicals in. You know, okay, I can steam clean, and I do steam clean because obviously it's not just about getting rid of those, it's refreshing and deodorizing, so your steam will do that.
Here you're actually vacuuming up,
absolutely,
you're collecting as well.
Yes, yeah.
I like it. It's about having the right tools at home. So yes, you fly the flag for high quality brands like Gurmy. You steam clean and you combine it with your mattress vac at the same time. You can't really go wrong. Here it is. Here's what you're getting, and it actually comes with the HEPA filter inside already. If you want to add a spare or replacement HEPA filter to your order today, have a look at the side of your screen just beneath the main details, 968060 to order your spare one. Just $12.99 plus the usual postage. Factor all that in. But look, big red cross for the mites, the bacteria, and also allergens. Actually, you know, is this quite a good time of year? $28.31 on 3 payments with your postage included on that if you're doing it on PayPal with your PayPal Pay in 3. Usual price $149.99, but it's down to $79.99 right now, which is a phenomenal saving. I mean, seriously, 853-766. But yeah, on the phone if you want to order it, 0333241241. But Bev, is this a nice time of year, do you reckon, to reboot? I mean, we're talking about spring cleaning, but you know, any time of the year, it's probably good to just have a refresh.
Absolutely, yes, because from March till August, that's when they start to become quite prolific. So you have to be careful. But I think we have pollen, we have dust mites, we have the bed bugs around. So whenever I strip the bed, I just run round with this. It takes me about 2 minutes. So it doesn't matter, because whether it's January, whether it's September or whenever, you are going to be able to change the bed and at least help to make your environment a lot healthier for yourself. You're not putting a chemical on. You're not having to live with that chemical in the fabric that you're spraying it on. You know, you're just using a different different method. I mean, this uses the UVC method. Now, you cannot see this light, so when you get your machine home and you plug it in, don't expect to see a blue light glowing at you. That's not UVC. UVC is measured in nanometers, and what it is, the spectrum is so wide, we as humans cannot see that. But it's there, and therefore this part of it is your vibration discs. That's what's making any of the debris of any dead skin cells, anything like that. So
dislodging.
It's vibrating.
So the 3,000 revolutions and vibrations a minute
yes.
Are giving that sort of bounce
yes.
and action to the bed, which is what's helping the vac.
Yes.
So it's dislodging.
Yes, absolutely. That's what it's doing. So whether you want to do it on fabric or whether you want to do it on your mattress, but not only on your mattress, what about being able to do around the bed?
Yeah.
You know, it's not just about that. Also, if you've got rugs, then why not do it?
So the higher pile is not bothering.
No, it doesn't matter what it is.
Smooth.
Because you've got nothing that's going to get wrapped in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, remember your bed head, okay? So you can use it for the bed head, because what you're doing there, all the pollen and the dead skin cells, you're helping to remove.
So you're dislodging it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then think to yourself is, well, I'll do the curtains, but also the chairs. It takes you literally seconds. And as I say, I know you probably think to yourself is, well, I can do it with my normal vacuum, which is fine, but your normal vacuum doesn't have the UVC on. And that's what is actually helping to kill the bed mites, the bed bugs, dust mites. I mean, there are 2,000 dust mites in 1 ounce of dirt.
2,000 in 1 ounce?
In 1 ounce, yeah. Wow. Which is like a teaspoon.
It's a lot for a teaspoon, isn't it? We are very busy on this. A third of the stock has already gone. It's back in stock, and we got more back in stock. We can never keep this in stock. If this had been on a midnight show, it would have already sold out by now. Now we thought, just in case, now that was obviously a pre-recorded part of a show we did a while back. So just in case the sceptical minds out there, like mine, are thinking, they probably, I don't know, they fudged it. Well, let's do it live, shall we?
Let's do it, Rob.
After we've told everyone about the prices, evidently.
Oh, the prices are incredible.
Yeah.
So on onbuy.com, at onbuy.com rather, you would buy the Gurmy mattress vac for £145.99. On amazon.co.uk, which I had a look at yesterday, £139. Yep. But our special price for our special viewers, £79.99 or £28.31 for your 3 payments on your PayPal Pay in 3.
Worth having a look at the Amazon reviews as well, because they're good.
They are indeed, because it's a fantastic product. Fantastic, so of course they would be good.
Now, like a good magic trick. Now, you've never seen this before.
I haven't. Well, no, I've never used it before, so I'm very excited. So this will be my first time.
Would you like to vacuum an assortment of
I'm going to vacuum an assortment of things. Now, all of these, they're not slept on. These are all just used for demonstration purposes here in the studio. So you wouldn't expect to be capturing a load of dust and fluff. And you can't see anything. It's all very clean. It's all been prepared very beautifully for us on this show. So, it's so easy. Oh my goodness, you can feel the power of the suction.
Very powerful,
as well.
isn't it? Yeah.
So it takes seconds just to run, back and forth over. I can already see it's picking up all of this fluff.
Okay. Should we do the mattress? Do you want to pull the mattress back?
Let's pull this back and we'll do a bit of the mattress. Oh my goodness. And so it's got this fantastic suction. And I can feel these vibrations. And they're just dislodging anything that's sort of, all the sort of particulates that are under the surface, that are right on there. I mean, I can see this.
Should we do a bit of the headboard maybe, or can you reach it? Or
I can reach the headboard. Well, let's do this pillow as well.
Let's do the pillow as well.
Because let's just see what we're lying on in bed.
Oh, pet beds, that's a good one. Martha came up.
So it does have its HEPA filter, so it picks up any of those extra sort of very fine particulates that fly about and all these allergens, so it's just helping you.
Up to 99.9% of dust, allergens, all that kind of stuff.
So your headboards, if you think about how many times and how many different heads might have been against the headboard.
Yeah.
And then you put your own head against it. Okay. We're going to have a look.
Now, we haven't done very much, but shall we? Have you got a piece of paper there?
I do have a little piece of paper here.
So the chamber was empty. This is a brand new sample we haven't used before.
Okay.
So you just twist off the container.
It's very easy to twist off the container, and we pull out the filter. And I can already see all these little, and on here on the filter.
Oh my God!
And we're going to pull this off, and you'll see what's inside, and I'll put it around this way.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. And look, and because you've got this very fine HEPA filter, it is...
Oh my goodness.
It's a very satisfying sound. But no human has slept on this bed, and this is just from about, well, 30 seconds, less than a minute of, oh my God.
I can see the dust coming off.
I know, and that's
a brand new
so
duvet,
fun.
A brand new mattress, and a brand new pillow, and the headboard's just been stored round the back.
Yep.
No dirt applied to any of them. This is genuinely what has just come off.
Quite disturbing, and so none of that was visible to the naked eye, and yet this is what we have pulled up.
I don't know if you can hold the paper up a little. Careful so all the dust don't come off, obviously.
Look at that. That's just from that, less than a minute of vacuuming.
40% of the stock has gone. It's absolutely flying.
And you do need to, if you want one of these, then you definitely need to check out your basket.
Yeah.
And there are a multitude of uses for this. If you've got, and we've got people who stay regularly, often my family from Australia come to visit.
Yeah.
If you want to sort of just freshen up that sort of living area, and it's not exclusively for mattresses. You can do, as we've seen, the headboard, you can do your upholstery. We've got a cat as well. You've got all your pet beds and all of that it would be fantastic for all of the hair and all of just the bacteria. You can't, you can vacuum it with a standard vacuum, but does it have the UV power to sanitize those areas? And you think about all of the fleas and other things that pets can bring in.
Because it apparently does work on fleas, bed bugs, dust mites, all of those sorts of things.
All of those things.
Yeah.
You can help eliminate those from your living area, not just your bed.
Yeah, because your sofas and armchairs and beds and cushions and pillows and curtains and please do get an extra HEPA filter if you want. They will last a while. They are washable, so you can just wash them under warm soapy water. Do not ever dry them on anything hot. Just let them air dry because
the filter will shrink.
The filter will shrink
with the heat.
Yeah.
And so while you've got one that's drying, you can have your backup that you can put back into your vac, and you can just get going on all of these surfaces just to make sure that it gives you that peace of mind, doesn't it? That what you're sleeping on, what you're sitting on is sanitized, all of that bacteria that can come in from all manner of sources. If you've got pets, if you've got young children with grubby fingers, and we've got this lovely new sort of velvety cover that we can only sort of spot clean on one of our sofas, and the cat was on there for hours. She's taken to sleeping in a beautiful little curl by one of the cushions, but it's a pink velvet sofa, and so you can just see little white hairs everywhere. And so Philip, my husband, spent about half an hour vacuuming all of that up. But of course all the hair's gone, but if we had a Gurmy, then we would know that any of those sort of allergens, and people are allergic to cats and pets, and they're allergic to all of there's the saliva and stuff that you're not going to vacuum that up with a standard vacuum. But if you've got the UV filter lamp, then that can help to sanitize those surfaces.
If you run an Airbnb or if you've got a motel or something like that, can you show? Sorry, take this the right way. Can you show me your bottom?
I'll show you my bottom.
So if you have a look at this, so at the top there are these two red pads, which you can see are. What's the word? They've got bubbles on them. If you press them, would you mind just pressing them? One of them. So you see those go back and forth.
They do.
At 3,000 times a second. Now, they've got wheels either side. If you press one of the wheels, at 3,000 times a minute, sorry.
Yes.
The wheels at the top, if you push one of those.
Yes. Oh.
So you see that they're sprung loaded. So that means if you're going over uneven surfaces.
And that's why it works on this mattress that's got that quilted effect on it.
And then you see that strip of three rows of what look like stars. That's where the UV comes from. Now, you can't see it. It's not a visible light. It is out of the realms of human vision, and it's not dangerous to humans or pets or children at all, but to dust mites, bed bugs, fleas, and their larvae and whatnot. It's,
you know what I was thinking about when I was thinking about this was when our eldest had the dreaded lice. Head lice.
Oh, yeah.
We went, I mean, the head lice themselves, they don't live very long, like not on their host. So it wouldn't be a huge problem, but we went full hazmat. We put all the cuddly toys in bags and threw it into them into the garage for like days, and we stripped all the beds. We just didn't want to get them ourselves. Yeah. So I think for the peace of mind, as I said, not that they live for very long, but you want to just get up all of their eggs, anything you possibly can that can sort of reinfect your poor heads because the itch. This could help with something like that as well.
Bev said even because apparently things like bed bugs, they can live in sort of nooks and crannies, you know, down on the sort of skirting board and things. She said you can even go over them with that because again the UV is quite very powerful, very, but also the power of the suction. Look, if you've got a serious infestation, then obviously you're going to consult a professional. But for day-to-day cleaning and keeping everything tidy. Honestly, this is the reason it sells out every time. Sorry, I apologise. I sit here with my pillow.
Think about the price that we've got for you tonight as well. And if you saw those comparison, you could pay £150, £140 for one of these, but it's $79.99 from us, and it will sell out. So if you do have it in your basket, it's not a guarantee until you check it out. And this will be a lifesaver just for the peace of mind. And if you've got anybody staying, if you've got family coming over and you just want to freshen up, but even just for yourself, every time you strip your bed, you can just give it a whiz over with the Gurmy and you will know that you've done your best to keep it as sanitised and clean as possible. And you'll sleep better at night.
It's, as you say, it's peace of mind because you get into a clean bed and you've Gurmied it.
And you will, the second you've got one and you go over what visibly looks like a very clean surface and what comes up, what those vibrations, those 3,000 vibrations per minute, what they dislodge that you wouldn't even realise is there, will make you wish you had this sooner. So, so check it out.
Can I just say, if everyone checks out, Martha, how many will be left? Not very many. If everyone checked out now, just a third of the stock remaining. Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's a bizarre thing as a presenter, and especially in this kind of broadcasting, to have to say this all the time, because I think we all are aware of the principles of online shopping. If you don't pay, you don't play. And I get that some people put this in their basket, and maybe you want to go and do some comparison shopping, but we've done that for you. Maybe you want to read some reviews. Well, look, you can. Obviously, you do whatever makes you happy before you buy this now. However, I'm trying to explain to you, this is one of our best-selling products. Every single time it's been on air, and on shows that start earlier, closer to midnight, we've had, I think, 600 one night sold out, 500 sold out another night. So we only started with about 130 of these, and because it was already back in stock and already people have been buying it because they missed it last time and the time before. So if you've got it in your basket now, it's not going to survive. You'll wake up later and maybe go, oh, you know what, I will get that Gurmy after all. It's guaranteed to work in the sense that if there is dirt on your surface that you are using the Gurmy with, it's dust and things, leftovers from microbial creatures that you cannot see. It's picking those things up, and if they're there, it will pick them up, and it will probably pick them up an awful lot better than any standard vacuum cleaner. And not only that, it's sterilising as it goes as well. So the vibrations will penetrate, I think it's 4 or 5 inches into a mattress, and help to bring a lot of all that stuff that, remember, if you've got a regular mattress and you don't have a barrier of silk, which is what the show's been about tonight, or a special treatment on your mattress, you're going to, again, after a few years, a very substantial weight, part of the weight of your mattress is going to be dust mites, and it is going to be, their dead carcasses and things. Now, look, we're not trying to scare, because they're actually spiders. They're from the arachnid family, and you can't see them with the human eye, obviously, and they're completely harmless to us. Except that their droppings are an irritant, and that's what the allergen is, and also sometimes they're dead carcasses. So it's not pleasant to sleep on them, but they're around us all the time, unless you've got silk everywhere, which is why I've got silk everywhere, which helps to minimise them. So the point is, you're buying a product that is known to work, that is our best-selling product, that is all running out of stock right now.
It's easy to use, it's easy to store, it's lightweight, it's really very ergonomic with your hand. It just works, and you can tuck it away. Like, I'd probably pop it in the drawer underneath the bed to get out every time I change the bedding. It's got a 4.2 metre cable, which means that, I mean, we could take it out and do our car, for instance. And just to have the peace of mind that all of that you're sterilising, that any sort of bacteria, we've got 2 boys, they get mud and all sorts back into the car. So just to think that this could be a really handy thing, rather than lugging your whole vacuum cleaner out the front of your house, to have a little thing like this. Would be easy as. And
also, look, I know it's a specialised cleaning product, but you buy a mop to wash the floors. A dishwasher only does one thing; it washes dishes basically and stuff like that. An oven only is for really one purpose. So, but it's about having the right tool for the job, isn't it? This is the right tool for a very specific job that actually applies to everybody, and it's just something that we never really thought about before.
No.
Because this never existed until, however long ago it was invented. But please check out. If you were if it were Elise, I would say, will you go and check out, please? Because otherwise you're going to miss it.
And it's happened to me a number of times.
So bold and rude. I'm sure it has, yeah. How do you feel about that?
And I feel really disappointed. You're like, and you have that hope, and then it can almost disappear. You're just about to click and pay, and you've left it 2 seconds too late because somebody else had it in their basket, and then they've got it. And so you just, deflated.
And if you can't afford the 80 quid straight away, you can also apply for the PayPal Pay in 3.
Absolutely.
Spread the cost interest-free, 3 interest-free instalments. 28.31. That includes your P&P, by the way. That all goes in, it all gets smushed in. And look, I can only but recommend it. We can lead the horse to water, but we cannot make them drink. Some people are just sceptical no matter what.
But you can do your own research then. You can look at all of the reviews and make the decision for yourself. But it is very easy to use. It's very effective, and you should get it. Very
few left, though. So please, more haste, less speed, or is it the other way around? I always forget that. Is it more speed, less haste? I don't know. More haste, less speed. OK, now then, let's go back to our hero for the night. Can we spread her back out
into the bed, please? Just to see this magnificent drape and just how beautifully smooth, and it's every time you touch it and you think, this is so thin, how can it do what it does?
Yeah, I know.
But just those amazing, silk is this low conductor of heat, and it holds the heat in a very unique way.
I'll tell you the story now.
Just let me tell you about...
No, when you're finished, can I tell you my story?
Yes, you can.
Sorry. No, carry on. Honestly, I'm so rude.
Rude. He's awful. So, your good friend, my husband, Philip.
Yes.
He does tell me that when I'm sleeping, I'm like a radiator when he comes into bed beside me. So, he likes it to be nice and cool in his sleep environment. I get really hot, but something like a Mulberry silk duvet will work for both of us.
It will.
These amazing properties of silk.
This is the solution to that problem.
It is the solution to that problem. We can both be happy. There's no compromising on our sleep together.
I bet you the next day he'd wake up and go, oh, that was great. I don't know how it was for you, but it was great for me.
Yeah.
And then you could say, well, actually, it was great for me too, because it'll be great for both of you.
It'll be great for both of us. So this is a solution to all of those sorts of things.
Yeah. By the way, it comes in normally single. That's sold out. We've got what's left over of the last stock of the King and the Super King, and the prices are...
$239 is the usual price for the double, but you can get it tonight for £179. This is a special deal between the suppliers and Shop on TV. For the king size, you'd usually pay £259, but our price is £199, just a pound off 200. And the Super King, which is normally £279, is £219. So you're saving £60 on all of these prices tonight, which, when we've talked about how long these duvets last,
I think it's
over 20 years.
The most cost-effective bedding that you can
buy. It would be 6p a night if you get a king-size duvet.
And it only lasts
if it lasts for you.
And it's not like at the year 10 it suddenly disintegrates.
No, absolutely. And if you take good care of it, then
Do you know I've recommended this Mulberry silk duvets to every single friend that I have, all 4 of them, and and 3 of them have got them. I mean, our CEO, he said to me, "Is it really that good?" And I said, people always ask me that, you know. I sit on the telly, beating my gums, extolling the virtues of my favourite product that I went viral for. I don't know if you remember on Twitter, I was the David Brent duvet salesman. If you Google that, or you know, look it up on Twitter. David Brent duvet salesman. And I became famed for, or infamous for saying that I no longer swear at my duvet, I swear by it. And again, I don't, and Elise, we don't get any commission for selling any of these. We could sell 1 million of them, and still we walk away with our daily rate, and that is it. And look, I get the night bus home, so I'm not not paid the celebrity wages yet, and neither are you, Elise, unfortunately.
Not yet, unfortunately.
Not yet.
Otherwise, I would have a Mulberry silk duvet for myself, for both of my children. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't get the single tonight because for my youngest.
But it is. If I don't want to overstep here, but it is good parenting.
Extra great.
Because you're keeping your kid, you know, if the kids don't sleep well at night, especially if they're in their teenage, if they're 15, 16, they're doing GCSEs, or they're 17, 18 and they're doing A-levels, or they're at, you know, they're at university. And the fact is that, you know, they will have these, your kids will have these until up to middle age and beyond. So my story, so if you wind your memories back to the winter of 2020, when the world was locked down due to a little virus that was going around. And I was working for a TV channel that also broadcast. I was also broadcasting on ITV at this time of night, different company. And I'd just done, well, actually, let me preface that by saying, it was the time when even because we would stay in hotels, and we had special dispensation to be able to stay in the hotels, along with the sort of emergency people. And then when they closed down, and it was only sort of like nurses and doctors and people and, you know, firefighters and whatnot that could do that, we had nowhere to go. So rather than close the company, literally go off air and shut up shop, our CEO, who actually is the same CEO that we have now, he got these, they were called bunker bins, B-U-N-K-A-B-I-N-S, bunker bins. Google them, they're hilarious. And they were about 6 foot wide by about 7 foot high by about 8 or 9 feet deep. Little personal porta cabins. So when you went in, on the right-hand side was a single bed, and before the head of the bed was a fridge, a full-size fridge. That was a good part. On the left, you had basically cabinetry and a little desk, and there was a microwave. And then at the back, there was a little bathroom that was about, I suppose, what, 2 or 3 feet in depth. Little shower on the right, a toilet that, unless you've got legs that are 4 inches thick, you couldn't even get into. And we lived, me and colleagues of mine, or colleagues of mine and I, lived in these for 6 months. And so I'd get the train up on my own, whole train to myself, to Peterborough, which is where we were. And I'd buy my food, I'd put it in the fridge from, you know, the local grocery shop at the supermarket at the train station. And I would go to work, because all I had to do was literally walk across the car park. I would go to work at 11 p.m. for a midnight on air. And Kieran, my director, used to do the same. We worked together there. And then I'd do my show, and I'd come back, and I would wake up, I don't know, 2, 3 in the afternoon. And then I'd have all those hours sitting in a box until I went back to work at 11 o'clock. Where could I go? I walked around the block a couple of times, but there was nowhere was open. There was nothing to do. But anyway, I did a show with Ray, our guest Ray, and the owner of the Mulberry Silk Company. And he had extolled all the virtues that we've been talking about tonight. Very kindly said, because I was sleeping in this cold little box, you can have some mulberry silk bedding. Now, I believe I actually ended up paying for it, but he offered it, you know, he gave me a single duvet and a pillow. And I thought, well, we've just sat telling everybody about how even in the dead of real cold, you know, it's enough, even though it's only very, very thin. So I wrapped myself up in my duvet after I had removed my clothing all the way down to my boxer shorts. And I sat in my bed. I was a lot slimmer in those days. Just think of Brad Pitt, but with my head. I didn't look like that, but that just might help you with the picture. And I got into bed and I covered myself in my duvet. It was freezing. It was -7 degrees. I remember it because I checked the temperature.
Were you sceptical about?
Very. This is why I did it. And so I waited, and about 2 or 3 minutes later, I got up to a really lovely, comfortable temperature. And I deliberately, I'd fully cocooned myself, like so, right up to the neck, all the way wrapped around, tucked under and everything. And I thought, I'm going to overheat. It's going to get hotter, and I'm going to overheat. It's going to get, any minute now, it's going to get hotter. You know, any minute now, it's going to get hotter. And it never did. And literally, then I fell asleep.
Slept like a baby.
Slept like a baby. -7 degrees, no heating, just a Mulberry silk duvet. They're that good. They are that good. And in the summer, they actually help cool you down. So why is that, Elise?
Why?
Yeah.
Because it has this temperature regulating property.
Yes.
Silk does this. We talked about how it needs to look after the silkworm when it's wrapped around the silkworm.
You might want to check the veracity of this statement. So, but double check. But Kieran, our director, he was saying that he saw a stat that the silkworm can only tolerate roughly a 5-degree temperature change in any direction, otherwise it will perish.
Yes, and this is exactly the purpose of the cocoon, is to maintain that ideal temperature for
it's Africa hot in the day, and it's Arctic cold, well, not Arctic cold, but, you know, extreme temperature changes. And that's what the silk is designed to do, isn't it?
And that's what it's lending this to us now, that we get to enjoy Mother Nature's finest gift to us. The fruits
of Mother Nature.
To nourish us, to keep us well, to keep you happy in your sleep. And I'm a big fan of a good night's sleep. 2 young boys, so I kind of know that good sleep is imperative to good life and good days and being good for your children. To be the best mother that I can be, I want to ensure that I get the best night's sleep, because my children will tell you I'm not a morning person. But if I can interrupt all the toxic sleep I'm getting from all the overexhaustion, from having the wrong duvet, from having a husband who might pull the duvet in one direction, or whatever it is that's contributing to a bad night's sleep. If I can counteract those by getting some mulberry silk to cocoon me and nourish me and hold me, then I'm going to be a better person. You're going to function better in your job, in your hobbies, anything. All of your passions will feel more passionate because you will have slept better.
It's very hard because look, I am all about, you know, I'm very focused and very driven. Yeah. Incredibly ambitious. I mean, like, you have no idea, really. And I'm obsessed. I'm absolutely obsessed when I go after something. But you know what? If you've had a lousy night's sleep, it's really hard to maintain that kind of focus. And a good night's sleep, I guarantee you, Elise, honestly, and I mean, ladies and gentlemen at home, just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Honestly, I'm saying this to you as Elise, my friend.
Something's changed, guys. He's got his sort of focused eyes on. I'm loving it.
Well, yeah, but it's... if you haven't slept under a silk duvet and on a silk pillow, I guarantee that, and I know the bedding you've got in your house, and some of it goes back to the dawn of man. No, you know, throws and things, and blankets and such. You are getting toxic sleep every night. It is absolutely, I believe, a fact that you are sleeping nowhere near as well as you can. I wish I had a spare one. I've got a single one. You can borrow it. Literally, you can machine wash it first, or I'll just get you one, for crying out loud. You've got to, because once you try it, you will say, Rob, I wish I'd listened to you years ago, because, and I say the same to you, ladies and gentlemen, because I get nothing out of it. And the fact is, ladies and gentlemen, we as a company, well, I get the joy of knowing that I've done something that has genuinely helped you. Honestly, that's where I get my kicks out of. I'm a people person. This is why I continue to do this job, because when you buy something from me and you realise everything I've said is true, when you realise that the product really is life-changing in some cases, and this, I honestly believe, is not an exaggeration to say that it is going to be life-changing for you, honestly. And so it makes me happy that you're happy. But we as a company get nothing out of this. The Mulberry Silk Company get nothing out of this, because you can send it back. If everything I just said was a load of baloney, everything Elise said was a load of old toffee, then you get your money back immediately.
No questions asked.
No questions asked. You call the Mulberry Silk Company, all their info's on the tag. And you say, I'm not happy, I bought this from Shop on TV. They will give you your money back really almost at any point. If you're ever unhappy with your bedding, you call them and they will take care of you. But within 30 days, certainly, you have a no quibble money-back guarantee from the company itself. And
the reason they're so confident to give you that guarantee is because they know the quality of this product. It is handcrafted. It takes days to make. You've got 2 operators, very skilled. They stretch this silk, which is all full strand, AAA grade Mulberry silk. It's the finest silk that money can buy, and this duvet is full of it. You've got, what were you saying, 9 miles?
About 9 miles
of silk in this duvet, and that is all that is inside.
Well, one strand is 1 to 2 miles.
Yes, absolutely. So that is stretched out by hand, and then it's sewn into these box cassettes, which means it won't.
I think it's 9 miles in the pillow. I actually think it's more like 12 miles in the duvet. Well, it depends on the size of the duvet as well.
Correct.
Yeah, but anyway.
Of course, you'll have more silk in a bigger duvet, and you get more drape if you get a bigger duvet as well. But these box cassettes will keep the silk in place. You notice all of your sort of hollow fibre, synthetic fillings to duvets, they get lumpy and bumpy, and the second you wash them, then they just don't have that lovely smoothness. But the silk will have that, and it's 230 thread count Egyptian cotton.
Yeah, long thread.
Long fibre.
Long fibre, sorry.
Egyptian cotton that will. It's luxury, but at an extremely affordable price. If you go and try and get the equivalent of this in any sort of high street or department store, you won't find anything as good as this. There will be inferior products for maybe triple the prices sometimes.
And to be fair, there are products that are comparable, but they're hundreds of pounds.
Absolutely.
And you can spend £400 or £500 on a Mulberry silk duvet that's not even 100% Mulberry silk. It is maybe 20–30% Mulberry silk, and it's offcuts. It's not full strands, and it's often mixed with. They even, you know, some of the nefarious tricks they get up to. They'll even polish cotton to make it look like silk. But this is literally a duvet that has bragging rights. Every duvet has a little zip. And so you can open up the side of your duvet and you can see those long fibres. By the way, second strongest fibre known to man, second only to spider's web. Obviously, you know, in scale, it's not as strong in this size or form as a bar of steel would be. But if you scaled this up, second strongest substance known to man. By the way, not only can you wash it over and over and over again, but during the you get a nice sunny day.
Yes.
Pop it out on the line, and the UV will actually help to cleanse and sterilise the silk. It's not the silk really that gets that dirty. The washing machine part's really mainly just for the cover. So you'll have a zip. You can see it for yourselves. You can feel it. It is so soft.
It's so soft. And so light. So you can pack this and take it with you when you go away, so you will be cocooned wherever you are in the world. But you won't be cocooned if you don't check out your baskets. So you really need to check out your baskets. So for the double, it will cost you only £179, when normally it will be £239. For the king size, £199 tonight instead of £259. And the super king is £219, usually £279. So you're saving £60 on each of these duvets, but they're only yours once you check out. So you've got $4.95 for your delivery, and if you were to buy the duvet and the pillow and the pillowcase and the Gurmy, if you bought all of our products tonight, you would still only pay the $4.95 delivery once.
Brilliant stuff. We're going to go back to look. Please check out. If everyone checked out now, basically all of the stock would be gone off the Gurmy. So it's half actually already sold, but the other half is in baskets. So, and actually we're now oversubscribed. There are more people trying to buy it than we have available.
Okay, so this is the Gurmy at $79.99. If you try and find this elsewhere, it will be £149.99 at onbuy.com, onbuy.co.uk. And no, it's onbuy.com, and amazon.co.uk is £139. So that's the price that you would get it for if you weren't shopping with us at Shop on TV. Go onto the website, shopontv.co.uk, or equally, you can call us on 0333 241 241 if you'd like to speak to some of our customer service team.
Absolutely.
So if $79.99 is too much, you can also go with the pay in 3 option with PayPal. So you'd only pay £28.31 for each of your payments.
Bev, what are we looking at here if we do a quick reboot?
we've got a mattress vac that has the UVC light, which will actually alter the DNA structure of your bed bugs and your dust mites. So it totally eradicates them without the use of chemicals. Because over the years, the mites and the bed bugs have become resistant or becoming resistant. So they're having to alter and make the actual things that they've used on there, the chemicals that they've used on there, much stronger, and eventually they are detrimental to the fabrics they put in them on and also to us. So this is what Gurmy have come up with, is this particular little vacuum that will alter the DNA structure rather than you use chemical. Now, what I'd like you to do, I've done this little bit here. I'd like you just to do your little bit there, if you would.
Yeah, okay.
Please.
So how do I do? Just press the button and go, yeah?
This is so easy to
press
do.
And then go.
Backwards and forward, yep. Just back like you would a vacuum. Yep, absolutely.
Well, it's good fun.
Isn't it good?
I'm really enjoying this. Yeah.
It's lightweight, isn't it?
Yeah, very lightweight, very easy to use.
So let's have a look and see what you've selected.
Okay.
Because it's all the dirt and stuff that you can't see, yeah?
Yeah.
Absolutely, feel free. So then to empty it, all you need to do is twist that. That's your container. That's all washable. Okay, right. You see, you didn't see that.
Still some fluff, but you see you've got even more in there.
Yep. Oh, yes, we have. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Look at that. Oh, didn't see that. And look at the hair.
Oh, what?
Ooh.
Oh, it's not grey, is it? It's not one of mine.
Right, this is your filter. That's from your side.
That was from those. That is microscopic.
I mean, that is just amazing because it looks clean.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And that is what you just picked up. Wow. And that's dead skin cells. That could be the dust mites if that's in there. If you've got bed bugs, that's how you're going to get rid of them. Then everything gets washed. All you need to do is rinse that under the hot water tap, let it dry naturally, don't put it on the radiator, and then you're ready to go again. If you've got a guest house or a B&B, what a fantastic thing. You could actually put, you know, we've got a mattress cleaner that we do the thing to change. I mean, you know, do your own research, make sure everything's fine. But
I mean, just to know that you've got that extra level of peace of mind, you know, where you know you've cleaned, you've vacked, you might have steam cleaned, but you've got your Gurmy mattress vac to go that extra level, that extra push to know that you've got everything clean, but you've got everything really, really deep cleaned, you know, nice and clean, peace of mind, and knowing that you've got every little bit of microscopic, unseen dust or anything else that I don't even want to name check it, what it's collected. Everything Bev's been talking about, you know, mites, allergens and eggs and all sorts. And it's the UVC light, don't forget, that Bev's been talking about. It's the 3,000 vibrations a minute with your revolutions inside. That's disturbing and dislodging everything.
Yes.
It's the suction, of course. It's the HEPA filter. It's everything sort of coming together. It's more than the sum of its parts, isn't it?
Yes, it's a complete unit. That's the idea. And also, they want something that's, you know, we're not going to cause another problem. We've probably got the problem of the dust mite, and then you think, well, I'll have to go and get a chemical, which will then cause another problem along the way. So this, because it's as natural as they can get it, you've got the suction, you've got the HEPA filter, along with the UVC light, which will alter the structure of the DNA. That's how it eradicates them. And also, if you've got pets, the fleas and things like that, they tend to lay them under the radiators on the floor because obviously they hatch out every 5 days. Don't buy expensive flea stuff. Use that underneath the radiators, go round your room on the edge, and that will help to eradicate what you can get it. But as I say, just empty it out, and then just give it a quick rinse.
Yeah, and we've been emptying it inside here, obviously, to show you the plumes of dust coming off it and all sorts. But yeah, outside over a bin. But then, as Bev says, wash it through if you're washing and cleaning the HEPA filter. If you're waiting for your filter to dry, you might want to add a spare one onto your order today. That's absolutely your call. We're not saying, oh, you have to get this. But if you want to know that you've got two, one of them's clean and drying, with the money you're saving today, you might want to put it towards a spare filter. It will fit the model perfectly. It'll be there. It'll be in the cupboard, ready to go whenever you need it. It's £12.99 right now. Factor in your delivery costs on everything that you're ordering on shopontv.co.uk. Order it on the phone with everything else. It's 03333 241 241. That's the spare filter. It already comes with a filter though, so don't panic. And the main Gurmy machine here, you'll find it under item number 853766. It's what we said at the start of the show. It's the regular viewers that are saying, oh, they've got it, it's in stock and it's at the price I was waiting for. But it's also, Bev, the people tuning in today that just didn't realise that they wanted or needed one.
I know, neither did I. I mean, perfectly honest, you know, when they were sending me home, I thought, well, do I really need that?
But it comes with you on holiday, so...
Yeah, but then when I read about how it works and what it does, I thought, yes, definitely. So as I say, I do my suitcases when we come back. I've even done the winter coats, you know, because you can.
Why not? Yeah, because you do. You sort of mothball them in inverted commas,
yes.
don't you? In the summer months until you get them out in the winter months.
Absolutely.
But then you've got things like your winter duvets that you might, like the different tog settings.
Yes.
You might roll them up and keep them for the
winter and the summer you change over. Yeah, absolutely. Sleeping bags, you know, that sort of thing. Oh. If you buy second-hand things, do it with that. I mean, you know, even if it's clothes or whatever, yeah, it's so easy to do. I mean, and I do think, quite honestly, the more you do it, the better it'll be. I mean, I just can't believe where that bit's come from.
If you just tuned in, that's just from our rather new mattress. I mean, no one's sleeping here, are they? No.
Not as we know to.
No. We don't know about, no.
If I can't find my way home, I might be.
I tell you what, I wouldn't mind. It's a nice looking mattress. So
I mean, the thing is, when you take this out, it's so easy and simple, right? So that goes back in, and then all it does is twist into place, right? So you can wash that and keep that nice and clean. And also, because it's doing two jobs, it's using the vacuum and the suction, it's using the vibration, but also it's doing something with it. It's not just a normal vacuum.
Yeah.
It's actually helping to eradicate the things we'd brought it for in the first place. And let's just take this one out.
So we're going above and beyond what we'd usually be vacuuming here. You know, you've got your UVC light. Oh, look at this.
And that is a new cushion.
It's very satisfying though, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it?
You wouldn't be without yours, would you?
I would not. This is mine. I'm taking this home. This is coming home before I get in the car.
And if you're watching Just Tuned In, or you're a regular viewer of ours, and you know that it really is Bev's own Gurmy mattress vac.
It's got nail varnish on.
Oh, this is coming home with me. It really is going home with her. It is her personal Gurmy mattress vac that she didn't realise she could live without, but couldn't live without rather, and she knew that she wanted one when she first saw it. So you can spread the cost if you want on PayPal Pay in 3, £28.31 over 3 months if you are including your, it will include your delivery costs. But here it is in action. So are you going over some furniture, some pet baskets or pet cushions, some old cushions that maybe you know you haven't washed them for a while? Is it got your UVC sterilising lamp in there as well? So beyond the 3,000 vibrations per minute that are dislodging things like your dust mites and your eggs and your allergens and your pollens in there, the 3,000 vibrations are doing that. They're dislodging everything, and then the vac is vacuuming them up, and then that very, very fine filter is gathering them, and then you're getting it all for $79.99 today, plus your delivery, of course, down from $149.99. Bev, anyone sitting on the fence?
Right, you don't want to use chemicals anymore. You need one of these at home. Honestly, you will be amazed.
It's the Gurmy. So, are you ready for this, Lise?
Come on.
Gird yourself. Gird your loins. Here, everyone ready? Stand back. Here it comes. To introduce this vacuum, that's what we're here to do. It really makes us happy to introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, Gurmy the Frog! Ah!
I enjoy that very much, Rob.
And it's not a frog, Gurmy the Vac. I should have done Gurmy the Vac. They're not checking out. Well, they know that a lot of people are, but what can we say to those who've not?
Well,
is it pointy finger time, Elise?
It might be pointy finger time. So, if you have not bought the Gurmy
I say,
what do you think you're doing? You're missing out. You need to make sure that your bedding, that your upholstery, that your sofas are clean and tidy. There is stuff on there that you can't see, but the second you get a Gurmy onto it, you will realise you have needed this in your life.
Oh, I like that. Was
shivers, right?
Yes, those are powerful digits you've got there.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you've noticed.
Please don't ever and actually tell me off whenever you want. Have a look at to the website, Robin. shopontv.co.uk. Click on the live page and you'll see everything that is in the show. Remember, we are live between midnight and 3 a.m. every night. Tune in on Thursday, the 20th of February. And we're live on Facebook and Instagram from 9 to 10 p.m. with a special show, a mega deal, a bundle of our top products at the lowest prices ever. Now, also, the Mulberry Silk Pillow, this is rather a good price as well.
It's a fantastic price. So you'd normally pay £60 for this Mulberry Silk Pillow.
Worth every penny, by the way.
Worth every penny. But we've taken off £20 for you. So it's £40 tonight. Or if you are going to pay in 3 with PayPal's Pay in 3, it's $14.98 each payment. How easy is that?
Why do we need one of these, Elise?
Well, you need one of these to ensure that you sleep well. So the properties of silk that we've talked about, the temperature regulating, self-reflective properties of silk will help you sleep better. Now, we talked a bit about, we haven't mentioned much about it, that silk, you did mention it, but we haven't sort of hammered this point home, that silk will absorb 30% of its weight in moisture. So when you're sweating, when you've got the little night slobbers that can happen, I will confess, I sometimes wake myself up to a bit of drool, to a bit of dribble.
Do you? You're a dribbler.
I know, and then I think that's just going into my regular sort of synthetic fibre pillow, and I'm not popping that in my washing machine.
Well, and they degrade over time. You buy
they do, and they go lumpy and bumpy if you even try to wash them. But these Mulberry Silk pillows can go into your washing machine.
Yeah.
You can do it at home. You don't have to take them to be dry cleaned. You don't have to take them down to a laundrette. They will retain their shape because they're made of silk, and it's handcrafted, sewn into the box cassettes, just like the duvets. So it will retain its shape. It's got a synthetic fibre core to maintain its
but that doesn't matter
integrity.
Because it's in the middle. It's protected.
It's encased completely in the silk, and it's got its 230 thread count Egyptian cotton cover. And if you want to couple it with one of our 100% silk, AAA grade Mulberry Silk pillowcases, you can get them from tonight's show as well, and they are also at a fantastic price. You will thank us when you check out your baskets. Get yourself a duvet, get yourself a pillow, get yourself a pillowcase, get yourself a Gurmy to look after all of your upholstery, your bed heads, your mattresses, your sofas, your pet beds, anywhere that you want to be really clean and sterilised, stuff that you don't realise is there. You will have a better night's sleep for the peace of mind, for knowing that you have given yourself all of the possible goodnesses to give yourself a good sleep.
Goodnesses.
Very
good. Good word.
Thank you.
So as you mentioned this very briefly in passing earlier, and I think it's something that I would like to expand upon, if I may.
You may.
So a few years back, before the pandemic and all of that, because these duvets were sold on a shopping channel for a number of years, and these prices, by the way, are lower than they were 20 years ago on that shopping channel. So the buyer asked RK Sales, asked the Mulberry Silk Company, the official distributor of the Mulberry Silk products, can you make a pillow? Now, they are bedding experts, the Mulberry Silk Company, and the guy who designs their products is just, by all accounts, an absolute genius, and what he doesn't know about sleep and sleep products isn't worth knowing. So it took them I think about 18 months or a long while to come up with this pillow. And
they didn't rush into it.
They did not rush it, and they tested it, and it went through various iterations, and then when they got the Goldilocks, just right when it was just right, they sold it, and in a year, have a guess how many they sold? 85,000 pillows in a year. Now, there was a study or a survey or something like that. Again, I don't know the exact facts, but just for context, I'll explain. Where a large cross-section of people were asked if they could return their pillow, because of course you can't, can you? Once you've slept on it, can't take it back. Would they? And something like 60% said absolutely, because come on, be honest. Are you happy with your pillows? Probably not. Most people are not.
It's difficult to be satisfied with your pillow, or is it?
So 60% would send their pillow back if they could. Any pillow they've ever owned. Guess how many people sent back the Mulberry Silk pillow?
Well, I happen to know this.
I know you do. Go on then.
It was 19.
19.
Out of 85,000.
Not 19%.
No.
19 individual single pillows, which is something like 0.06%
It's a
return.
tiny, tiny fraction. So, I mean, and the thing is, you can return them and you will get your money back, but you won't want to. We really don't think you'll want to. You can prove us wrong, by all means, but you have to buy one to be able to prove us wrong.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic investment in your sleep to get a good night's sleep and be the best version of yourself. I would get it for my children. I would get it particularly if they are allergy prone because of all of these pillows, these duvets. They have the Allergy UK certification. The duvet has the certification for your dust mites don't want to live in silk.
Yes.
So why
the
would
properties of silk remain the same whether they're in a duvet. It's just that the certificate just is specifically for the duvet, but the pillows, as you say,
absolutely.
Are miles of silk, full length, AAA grade, top quality, best you can buy, wrapped around that fibre core, and you should get them for your children, because I mean, really, as I say, they will benefit hugely as much as you will. But also, I think of it like this: what can you buy for 40 quid these days? So the other night I was doing a show, and Paul, our director, said it cost him 30 quid to get an extra large pizza. I mean, it's true. So if I use a ride-sharing delivery service, you know the ones I'm talking about, fish and chips, I swear to God, in London, and this is average across them all, for a large cod, not that I've eaten any of that for over a month now, but large cod, large chips, large sausage in batter, 25 quid. That's for one person. If I do China, now I used to be. This is where all this came from. But again, I'm well into my weight loss regimen now, and I don't miss it, fortunately. But it was costing me a fortune as well. Chinese for two, 35 quid. Indian for two, 45 quid. The point I'm trying to make is, where can you take £40 and get potentially 2 decades or more of lasting use out of that money? This, I imagine it to be, and maybe you can do that too, an investment in the quality of your life for the next however many years. And it's a very small price to pay for a very, very big return. We do, when you think about it, spend roughly a third of our lives in bed. So if you live to your 90, you've spent 30 years in your bed. And we're all guilty of this, well, many of us are anyway. And maybe you have you're happy to admit to yourself that what I'm about to say is true. We'll spend all manner of money on things for when we're awake. I spent £3,500 on a telly and a soundbar. I bought a PlayStation Pro the other day, 800 quid. Then realised I had to upgrade the hard drive because I'd already filled it up with my games. So that was 300 quid. And then I realised my son's got one, and so last night I spent 600 quid on 2 solid state drives. I spread the cost, don't worry, interest free. I bought loads of stuff for my kitchen. You know, I've been having a bit of a sort of a... Now I know I'm probably not going to go back and live in the States, at least for a while. I've actually started investing in the home. and it doesn't take long to spend money, and these are all things that give me great pleasure when I'm awake. But yeah, I spent 400 quid on a bed frame. It is an ottoman, but an ottoman bed. And I spent 500 quid on a mattress, which was awful. I've had it for 7 years, and it's been a backbreaker since the day I got it. And so I haven't slept properly in my bed. I sleep better on my reclining sofa than I do in my bed. For 7 years I've put up with that. It's madness. Stop the madness. Invest in yourself. Enjoy a third of your life as much as you enjoy the other 2/3 of your life, right?
Absolutely. Now, I want to say a shout out to John and Evelyn and Caroline, who have sent in messages today. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you getting in touch. So thank you so much. And we hope that you've got yourself some mulberry silk as well, please. So we've got the prices for our duvets, for our mulberry silk duvets, 100% AAA grade mulberry silk within your 230 thread count, cotton Egyptian luxury. For these prices, can you believe it? Did you know that you could get a silk duvet for £179 for the double, which is usually £239? For your king, it's £199 instead of £259. And if you're lucky enough, like we are, to have a Super King bed, you can get your duvet for £219 instead of £279. Now, we don't have any single, but if you, like us, enjoy an extra bit of drapage to your duvet, you can get the double, and it would be very suitable for a single bed as well.
So, Elise, we're almost at the end of the show. I get paid by the word, and unfortunately, I've just run out.
Oh, so I get all of the final words. This is very exciting. So tomorrow, and you will see me back again with Roblox with an E, and we will be demonstrating this teeter fit spine, the teeter fit spine. And I am really looking forward to this. Now, I do lots of exercise, I play a lot of tennis, do lots of fitness, Pilates, all of that. And the number of times my yoga teacher tells me about decompression of the spine and the benefit of that. This is sort of defying gravity. Thank you, Cynthia Erivo, who I love, a bit of Wicked. We will be doing that, and I will be there, and I'm really excited to be demonstrating this for you tomorrow evening.
I've just been given a few extra words. They paid me a bit extra. I just want to say I've had inversion tables for years. I launched them in this country and was known very well nationwide for how much I loved my teeter table. I knew Roger Teeter very, very well indeed. And it's an odd contraption to just look at, but when you hear the benefits...
He's a fantastic man. You just see him so fit.
Oh, I know.
Woo! Amazing.
He's in his 80s now, is he? Something like that, yeah.
He doesn't look anything
like
near.
60. Yeah.
But please do make sure you check out your baskets. We've really loved being here with you this evening or this morning.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm going to let Elise take us out. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, good morning. Happy Valentine's Day. Hope you have some fabulous plans, and thank you for joining Rob and me, Elise Fabris, on Shop on TV.